Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 172. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Brian. What's up, Brian?
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
What's up, Mike D?
Hello.
Okay, so great weekend so far. 4th of July is over. Took a long walk on the beach today, hours long. Got like sunburn again, but had a good time today. But we haven't done an Everything Show this month so far, and there's been a lot of stories that have been cropping up that need and require our attention. So I thought it would be nice to do one tonight. And one of the articles I really wanted to talk about was, if you remember back in the day, you remember the $6 Million Man, Mike D?
I do.
Why don't you tell our viewers what that was?
That was an actor named Lee Majors, and he portrayed a character named Steve Austin, who, if I remember correctly, he was a astronaut.
He was an astronaut, right?
And he suffered a very traumatic sort of injury where his body was just like really torn up. And they decided to rebuild him as the $6 million man, where they made him like part cyborg, I believe, where he had like accentuated sort of powers, where he had super strength and things like that. So
right, he used to run super fast. He used to leap super tall buildings, like with the bionics or whatever they called it, different things. And now, after so many years, and they've already brought this back. They brought the $6 Million Man back. They brought the Bionic Woman back. They had brought them back together in like a movie like 20 years later. They had brought their kids where they became, new Bionic Woman, a new Bionic, and then they also brought back a Bionic Woman a couple years ago, and that didn't do that well. So now what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to do a major motion picture with Mark Wahlberg as the $6 billion Man. Okay, for Universal Pictures.
Yeah.
Now, I guess, straight from the success of Transformers 4, they feel that he would be a great box office draw. They feel that he's been in a lot of movies lately, Ted and stuff, and that he would be perfect for the role. Now, this movie, let's see. They're saying that they don't have an exact year, but it's assuming within the next 3 years that they'll probably have this movie out. And I guess they're looking for it to be like a franchise, where they would just do also Bionic Woman and stuff like that following this. So I find that interesting. And everything's coming back. Everything's rebooted. But I used to love that show with Lee Majors. I used to love, was it Lindsay Wagner?
yes.
Was Bionic Woman? Yeah, I used to love that show too. Brian, did you ever see those old shows?
The $6 million Man and Bionic Woman.
I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I have not. I've heard of them, but I never saw any versions or any of them at all. So.
Well, Mike D, I think they ran how many years? 5 years, right? They were on the air for a while. They were a success. I mean, and from there,
I was gonna say I seem to recall that the $6 Million Man ran for about 4 or 5 seasons, and that's
right.
like the age group I'm at. We were kids watching the show. So it seems like they're kind of rebooting a lot of things from my age group's childhood. And I was probably I was born in '74, so that show came on. I was probably 4 or 5, probably closer to 4 when that was on. But that was a bit of a pop culture sort of thing at that particular time period with Lee Majors and portraying that character. But the one thing I remember was when he fought the Bigfoot. They had Richard Kiel that played Jaws and Moonraker and The Spy Who Loved Me, those Bond films, portraying Bigfoot, and that was a big thing. you know, a lot of us, like kids at the time, bought the dolls. They had like these 12-inch dolls of the Bionic Man, and
Right.
you know, you were able to like pull their leg off, and you were able to see like circuitry underneath their skin. And
I remember I had the Evel Knievel doll where you would wind it up and it would speed off the motorcycle.
Wasn't there a $6 Million Man action? Sorry, hello everyone.
hey,
What's up, Beefhead?
Good evening. How are you all doing? I believe there was a
Beefhead.
six. Yes.
Beefhead. What do you think of Mark Wahlberg as the new $6 Million Man? Because that's what they're gonna do. New movie.
Oh my God! I've got a bionic leg. Yeah.
Well, he's actually going to be $6 billion man, but they're actually going ahead with this movie franchise.
Oh.
yeah, he's $6 billion now, not $6 million, because that's chump change, you know.
Yeah, that is.
Well, that's inflation for you, boys and girls.
I guess they do feel he's a box office draw, and they feel that he would restart the franchise.
Well,
What do you
obviously,
think,
yeah.
Tom?
Well, that Transformer he found obviously didn't only pay for his kids through college, but it just paid for him to.
Oh yeah,
He's got Rudy Wells on retainer.
and with Ted too, also. That's gone out.
So Harold, if we're going to have Mark Wahlberg as a $6 million man, do you reckon they're going to keep it classic? Do you reckon you're going to have the same?
I mean, well,
same
the rumor is the rumor is that there's going to be the Bionic Woman movie after that, like in the theaters, like connected. So
who are you going to have as? But are we going to have the Bionic Dog?
was there
Did
a
they
Bionic?
have one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a Bionic Dog.
There was.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Bionic Woman's dog? Oh no. No, I don't know.
I think it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there was a
Bionic
Bionic
Dog.
Dog. Yeah. It was in one of the later made-for-TV ones. It was Bionic Ever After, and they had a dog and shit like that. So, but hang on, right. Colonel Steve Austin was he was a test pilot and he crashed and everything like that.
Test pilot, okay.
So what are we going to have as the action that's going to bring about the bionic thing? You know, it's
They're gonna just do it for this time with him being, that's it. I mean, they're fully. It's a go as far as I know. I mean, he's the star.
as long as they bring back the red tracksuit, I'll be a happy man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like they do with like the
Mark
sound
Wahlberg
effects.
will be
It's
better than he was
Monk.
before. Better, stronger, faster.
Mark Wahlberg has a $6 million man. Mark Wahlberg.
$6 billion.
Silly
Good
billion
choice.
now.
Good
What's
choice. Good choice for Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
But it was Andre the Giant who played Bigfoot the first time, and the second time it was Ted Cassidy. It was never Richard Kiel.
I thought it was Richard Kiel. Really?
Nope.
Oh, well, okay. I stand corrected.
Andre the Giant the
Cool.
first time, and the second time he appeared, Ted Cassidy.
Richard Kiel. Wonder why I was thinking that.
I'm interested. I'm interested to know how they're going to work this though, because are you really going to have the OSS and everything like that in the new series?
Oscar Goldman.
Who would you have as Oscar Goldman?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
He's excited about it. I mean, he just did an interview about it, so it's a go. I don't know.
Kevin Spacey. Oscar.
Do you reckon?
I don't know.
Russell Crowe.
Well,
He also had a bionic eye. He also had a bionic eye.
Exactly.
He was able to
Graham McLaughlin could use one of those.
two bionic legs, a bionic arm, and a bionic eye.
He could have a sidekick named Pedals, right?
Yeah, that's it. Petals the dog.
well, speaking of Mark Wahlberg and Transformers 4, that movie did freaking phenomenal. It's over $400 million already now worldwide.
I know this is a Transformer.
So it's doing phenomenal.
I didn't see Transformers 4 yet.
Well, it's going to be a 5, 6, and 7, so you might as well check it out now.
A friend of mine saw it and said the fourth was the best in the franchise.
Brian, you got to go outside of the house to see it, man.
I want to see it. I mean, I told my parents I'd like to see it, but
I'm sure you'll see it soon.
Well, speaking of Mark...
Now, I just want to screen share something else. Yeah.
Go on.
I was going to say, speaking of Mark Wahlberg, when are we going to get Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch back? I mean, it's been like 20 years. What's up with that?
Feel the vibrations.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. And we also got the return of the Super Nintendo, but in Game Boy Advance form.
Nah.
Shit,
Yeah.
they're still in the cupboard.
Here we go. Get ready for that one.
Nah.
Super Nintendo's Game Boy Advance version.
And that's the classic Game Boy Advance shape. That's before the SP. That's before.
Yeah. So that's coming out very
Give
soon.
me 5 minutes. I'll find one then.
Yeah. We also have another story, that being that there, I know where Mr. Mull will be interested in this one.
Joe, sorry, can I just ask you a question?
What's up?
Has it been quite sunny where you are? Because you're looking. It looks like you've got some
Yes.
you've got sunglass marks. You're looking a bit pandified.
Yeah,
this evening.
I'm a little bit. I'm agitated. Yeah, I'm a little bit agitated. Yeah, I got sunburn walking on the beach for hours. So, I had fun though. It's good, but nice walk. But I'm all burnt like a crisp. So
Yeah. We need a higher SPF factor, man.
Yeah, but getting back to the story, Captain America Super Soldier Serum had failed with Steve Rogers recently, or it's going to, and he's going to be his true age, and he's going to lose all his strength and become a scrawny old man. And because of this, there has to be a new Captain America. I know you're shaking your head, you're looking like, how could this be? Well, let me just screen share this for you. It's crazy, but it's true.
We could get Stephen Price.
Yeah, they're actually, here is what Captain America is in the corner with the cane. That is Captain America. This is the future that they're like, people don't understand what's happening with the Avengers. And this old guy right here with the cane, this scrawny guy, is Steve Rogers.
So in essence, he's going to be taking a Nick Fury type role.
Yes, and he is going to be. They have to have a new Captain America, and the question is, who's going to be the new Captain America?
They'd have to get the Super Soldier Serum to make a Captain America.
Well, the Super Soldier Serum that Steve Rogers had, obviously they can't use it or replicate it, and it failed him now. So they don't know.
Well, they can't have a Captain America without a Super Soldier Serum.
Yeah, but it's got to be a newer, because the one that has now.
So what are your thoughts on that? I think that's a pretty interesting idea to pursue.
Well, I would think that I don't know anybody in the Marvel Universe that could take up the mantle currently of Captain America. I mean, they did have Bucky take over for a little while.
He did, yeah.
With the Soldier was Captain America, but I don't know who it would be now. I think they would go with a female this time.
I think they would go with an
Sharon
African
Carter.
American.
I would say Sharon Carter would be Captain America.
Would have the African American cap from the 50s.
No, I think they would go with Sharon Carter because they had teased in an alternate Marvel universe that his daughter was Captain America. So I think they would go with Sharon Carter, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. She would be the new Captain America. They're trying something different.
Codename Petals.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that story, which I don't know. I mean, I guess they want to do something different.
So it's like
what do you think? I mean, you think? No, it's not a what if. It's actually if you see the other picture, Thor loses his hammer, so he has an axe. So that's, I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of months, but
interesting.
Yeah, he loses his hammer.
So he's just running around with a
axe,
random axe.
The Avengers are all changing.
Random axe, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a bigger story, because there's gonna be a massive storyline where the Red Skull comes into power, and they got a big storyline with that where he has like onslaught powers or something. So that's gonna be coming up soon.
I like the idea about Cap becoming an older man, but I'm not sure about having a new Cap. I think they should focus on that character. of the old Cap and not like divert attention to, well, who's the new one? No, let's focus on who Cap is. Just because he's an older guy, let's see what his story is. You know, let's see his struggle or whatever, regaining his
struggle with it. I mean, he was physically fit, like looking like he's in his 20s. Now he's like looking like he's in his 60s. That's got to be traumatic.
Let's see that story. Let's not use that as a reason to create another Cap America.
Well, I guess they're trying to get a new audience now.
Yeah, but that's whatever. That's why I don't read comics now.
So what do you think of it then, though? Because obviously you didn't like the thing with Tony Stark's back history being rewritten.
I don't like that.
Now we've got Dick with Cap.
Well, Wolverine's dying before this happened, so I'm not happy about that. The X-Men franchise is going to be screwed up. Now
they're going to bring Wolverine back. Obviously, it's just
the plan is not to for a while.
No, look, dude, don't fool yourself.
No, they
Wolverine. No, I'm saying, look. Wolverine's one of their biggest characters. They're not going to lose money. I don't give a crap what the story is. They're not going to get rid of that character because he's a cash cow.
True.
He will be back sooner than you think. I'm sure. It's a gimmick.
Well, Human Torch died for a month or two. It wasn't even.
Yeah, but no one cares about him. He wouldn't be missed. But a Wolverine, I mean, it's let's kill Batman. How long's that gonna last?
Yeah, I know.
A
year it did, kind of. Yeah. Superman 2 was a year, I think, right? About a year.
Yeah. Whatever drives sales, they're gonna do that. Now they might say, oh, we're gonna kill this person off. They're not gonna be back for a long time, and then they'll bring them back. It's all about the money.
They did that with Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point. Why do you need to have a storyline where they die and they come back? Why don't you be good enough as a writer to create something else that would hold interest? Put the character in different situations.
As an author yourself, I would think that you would probably think that that's kind of a cheat.
Copper. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's a cheat for lazy storytelling to me.
I think so, because I've seen him die a couple times, and it's not really cool.
Yeah, and everyone wants to be the writer that kills Batman or kills Spider-Man or...
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't want to be the one to do that.
No, they want to be. It's a prestige thing. It's gonna,
As opposed to the writer that killed Robin, which is okay.
It's a tickle of the,
Yeah. You know what it is? It's when your favorite comic book company becomes unrecognizable, then it's time to stop collecting comics. And
I can't imagine how it is right now with that. I don't really read comics that much now, at all actually. And
we don't even have a ghost writer. We have a ghost driver, which is stupid. So
it even sounds stupid.
I know. We're going to do a comic book story during the week. We're going to get in touch with all the characters and see where they are today. Each character individually. We're going to talk about over 20 superheroes and over 10 teams. And we're really going to go deep, I would say, this week. But that's for this week. Coming up. Next week, yeah, we're going to go deep.
All right.
But other than that, guys, there was going to be another article I wanted to talk about. We may save it, I think, for tomorrow.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, okay. Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop is coming back in Beverly Hills Cop 4, which is going to be rated R, which is great.
Awesome.
But it's going to be a fish out of water storyline where he's been living in Beverly Hills for 10 years, 15 years. Now he has to come back to Detroit in a winter storm, the coldest winter on record, and he's out of touch with Detroit. So he's going to be it's going to be hard for him to adjust, but he's going to have to, I guess, take over and deal with some old faces and criminals in Detroit.
Now that's kind of a cool full circle concept.
Reverse, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I like that
concept. Yeah.
I think it sounds crap.
Eddie Murphy's going to be in that, I assume?
Yes.
Okay.
See, here's what happened. They originally did a pilot for a Beverly Hills Cop TV series where they killed off Axel Foley and his son took over. But they were so they filmed the whole thing. They already put it on, I think, CBS, and then the movie company contacted them because they loved Eddie Murphy's performance. That they said, "No, the heck with this. We're doing Beverly Hills Cop right, rated R," and they scrapped the whole thing when nobody ever sees it. They like burn it. They even paid off the company that made the money to finance it, and they just gave it to them just like that. They didn't want to air it.
I think that's still. I think that sounds shit, Mike. To be honest.
Well, yeah. Well, Beefhead says it's crap. Where I'm coming from with things is
I'd say shit, to be honest with you, but
I would rather see but I mean, like, I'd rather see Eddie Murphy do an attempt at making a good film with a franchise that he's so closely associated.
Then a rated G Beverly Hills Cop, which ends around with
or Beverly Hills Cop 3, which sucked ass. I mean, 1 and 2 were like good. 1 was like a classic.
Eddie Murphy makes some very good family films.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's going back to his roots.
Look, it might suck, but it's better than a reboot, I think. I'd like to see Eddie Murphy. Hey, I'll give him a shot, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, you want to see Axel Foley being the guy in the know. You want him to do the wise ass. You don't want him being the guy on the back foot. And if they do that, it's going to be, hang on a second, you could say fish out of water, but at the end of the day, he's going to be the one who's not clued into the situation. You want him to always be the one who's going into a situation with the upper hand.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what we used to.
Yeah, but you know what? Writing is the key to this. If they have good writers, they can write that character 20 years later, 30 years later, and make that guy the same guy. He's just got some age on him. But make a fucking damn good movie. Pardon my language, but make it a good film.
It's very last one.
I'll tell you who would be a really good screenwriter for that film. He's quite a young guy out of Staten Island, Joseph Capriccioso.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, he's available for all major Hollywood productions.
Yes, actually.
He's very cheap as well, I've been told.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
He's actually writing a script for some other company at the moment, but yes.
I was going to say the same exact thing, Beef.
Were you?
Yeah.
We didn't fucking say it.
No, but I mean, really.
One day will happen.
In all seriousness, I love
come a knocking.
I love Beverly Hills Cop. The first film, the second film was pretty good. The third film, not quite so much. Yeah, but if they could bookend this whole franchise with Eddie Murphy, with great writers, and they're serious about it, not just phoning it in, they could do something pretty good with this. Because like for a comparison, the Die Hard series, the last in the Die Hard series, I never walk out of a movie or shut a movie off. I didn't finish that film on DVD. I rented it. I didn't care, and it was like $1 at Netflix to rent it. I didn't care, and I would like to see people being true to that character, and Axel Foley getting his due.
It would be interesting to see that. I don't want him to finish off in Detroit. I want him to finish off in Beverly Hills.
Well, hold on. Eddie Murphy, let's not forget, Eddie Murphy still has it in him to be a great entertainer. He has it in him. Yes. He's gotten very, lackadaisical with the acting and the scripts, with a lot of the crap that he's been given for like the last 20 years. Eddie Murphy is a talent. He has it in him to do a great film. So I want to see that film.
And I want to see the Detroit one, but I want to see another one after he goes back to Beverly Hills, because that's what really it is. Because I can't rest if it ends like that, though. He has to go back to Beverly Hills to finish.
Well, what if they have a situation that occurs in Beverly Hills that actually has to take him to Detroit back?
That would be better.
Yeah.
I'm hard pushed to think of an Eddie Murphy film in the last 10 years I haven't actually enjoyed.
Saturday Night Live back in the day was the funniest thing. He was like buckwheat, and he was James Brown, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Robinson's favorite.
Mr. Robinson. Well, I got to tell you, Kevin Costner, he did some really crap shit for a long time, and then he came back with Mr. Brooks, which is a brilliant film. And you'll find that there are a lot of actors that for a while they're really good, and then they'll hit a lull for a period of a decade or so, and they'll come back and they're brilliant because they've got some more maturity. They've they're more into like really looking for roles where they can really get back to their acting, which is their strong suit, and they're good at it. I've got faith in Eddie Murphy. He's got one more left in him at least.
See, what's going to happen is he's going to go back to the rated R type movies, but once this movie's out, they're going to get him back for Shrek and Puss in Boots and all these other different things, and he's going to go back to the family movies immediately.
I want Holy Man 2, man.
They're going to sign him for everything.
That's a good film. Shut up.
Yeah, the thing when we were growing up was like Eddie was edgy. That was the word.
Yeah.
Slinky, wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy.
Yeah.
I got McDonald's.
Yeah, but like, Trading Places, 48 Hours.
Yes.
All the way to like Coming to America. He was edgy, and he started like getting a little bit too. Yeah, he got a little bit too mainstream for a while there, but you know he's really been out of the public eye at that level for a while. So let's see edgy Eddie come back.
That's what I want to see. Rated R Eddie Murphy. No holds barred. Just like when they made that Predator Aliens movie.
You think he'll carry the same weight of him saying, right? Have we lost the rating by this point anyway?
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
My apologies.
If you had Eddie Murphy coming in on a film and going, hell, fuck, shit, yeah, whatever, is it really going to have the same impact as it did back in the day?
It probably would, because we haven't heard him say that in like 20 years. So
but that's just Eddie Murphy. Is there any other film you can go see at the cinema, please?
It depends on your demographic, though, because like Brian's age, they're probably used to seeing him in Shrek and the G-rated audience stuff.
Of course.
And like people like us, we're familiar with him when he was at his peak, when he was doing that edgy stuff. So
yeah.
Shrek is love. It's going
to be interesting to see what happens when that comes out. I'm going to look forward to it. I'm going to see what his career does after that movie. It's going to skyrocket back to the way it was. I think so.
Maybe.
I think it comes down to, are you going to sell out to Disney and be that G-rated guy, or are you going to like step out and actually be an actor? And
you mean Wally World, yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to step out and do that character that we all love, that we've forgotten about?
I have a feeling he's going to go back to his. He's not going to go back to Disney. I think he's just going to go back to his.
Yeah, because I think he's got kind of a position now to where this is just a feeling, but I think like after a while, like people just get really like so
melancholy, like the old
they're
stuff.
so bored. Well, no, they get so bored with like the phoning it in.
Stuck in a rut.
Yeah, and it's like hey, I want to be that guy I was. I want to be edgy. I want to be known for that.
Well, let's see Robin Williams do that, for God's sake.
Robin Williams is back in rehab.
Let's just send Robin Williams a big bag of whatever, and let's just have some crazy. Yeah, I know. But it's not because he's actually done anything. But let's just see some crazy Robin Williams stuff like we used to. Without the substances, but let's just see some crazy Robin Williams because he was funny as hell.
Well, I'd like to ask Monk, what do you think of the Eddie Murphy Beverly Hills Cop thing? What are your thoughts on that?
Brian, have you ever seen it?
I think he should go and do stand-up first. Return to stand-up before he does another Beverly Hills. And the plot of what Matrix Lord described the plot, it sounds just like they're trying to remake Beverly Hills Cop. Only turning it around, and that's not going to be any good. I don't care what you rate it.
Do a decent stand-up like Richard Pryor.
I'm kind of, even though it sounds interesting, I'm kind of hesitant with the Detroit being the main element if you're going to go up Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, we'll have to see.
Let's not forget too, we're used to seeing these people in their 20s and 30s, like Eddie Murphy. Let's not forget though, Red Fox was quite an older guy, and he was still edgy and had some biting humor. So, with that in mind, I can
standing by.
Yeah, I can believe that Eddie Murphy's got that in him to pull that out.
I think he can.
Yeah,
but I hope they change the script a little bit. I want to
make sure. The script.
Really worried about the script. I'm a little worried about it, but I'm hoping they do the right thing. But we'll see.
Brian, have you ever seen Beverly Hills Cop?
No.
Have you ever seen Beverly Hills Cop 2?
No.
Wow. 3?
3?
No.
He's got homework to do.
Have you seen Shrek?
The first 3, but other than
Just
that.
4 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I know there's like more afterwards, but I just remember like the first 3.
All right. Well, how about this? How about we, on the Everything Show, do
an Eddie Murphy cast?
Review an Eddie Murphy Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2.
No, I'll tell you what. We'll do an Eddie Murphy retrospective. You guys take everything edgy, and I will take every single family-based film that Eddie Murphy has ever done.
But see, that's
How
not
about
one
that?
cast. That's like a 10-part Everything Show, just like The Prisoner got like 4 parts of everything.
Bring it, baby. I'll come at you with every single family one he's done. What's it called?
Nutty Professor, Norbit. He's done Shrek. He's
Haunted
done
Mansion.
Bowfinger, Haunted Mansion. Yeah, I mean,
All right, so this is going to be a challenge.
so we got
Holy Man. What's the one he did as well? Was it 10 Simple Words or something? Was it or something like that?
He did Vampire in Brooklyn,
Harlem
Nights.
Nights.
Did,
Yeah, but those aren't.
Wait,
family films. I'll do
Harlem
the
Nights
family
is
films.
good though.
No, it isn't.
Well, Golden Child, Harlem Nights.
Harlem
the
Nights
three-
isn't good.
Really? You didn't? It was
It's
entertaining.
awful. It's awful.
Coming
Okay.
to America, Golden Child, the Beverly Hills Cops films,
Brian,
Trading
behave
Place.
yourself.
Trading Places, 48
Okay.
Hours, another 48 Hours.
Brian, this isn't a rock concert.
So how about next week we start off with his films in order and do it like that, where we just spread it out like every couple Everything Shows Eddie Murphy one.
I think we should have the true face of Eddie Murphy. We should have a open debate.
Yeah, but Eddie, I don't care what Eddie did, like, for the last 20 years. He's a legend. What he did when he first started out,
Well,
dude,
he still
that
does, man.
stuff, like, that's still funny as crap, watching that stuff. I was watching some of his stuff from SNL,
Oh
some
God.
of his greatest bits. I mean, like Gumby, Mr. Rogers, where he played Mr.
Mr.
White.
Robbins.
Where he got made up as a white guy, and he went into New York and got on the bus, and they were kind of like playing the race thing with that. That was great. That was funny. It's still funny.
His
Okay,
first
so-
movie was 48 Hours.
I find racial humor too easy.
The Eddie Murphy
But it's funny still.
The Eddie Murphy Everything Shows are going to come sporadically starting next week.
What
Let's
makes
go
a
10
man
shows to that, but not in order.
A retrospective.
All right, Teal?
By Pedals McGee.
All right.
All the way.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right.
Brian's going to be doing some homework. We're going to hook him up with some SNL and everything.
Brian won't have watched all the films. He won't. You haven't got enough time to watch all of his films, boy.
I'll try.
Oh, boy. All right. All right, guys, that's it. Eddie Murphy for Everything Show is going to be coming up. 10 episodes at least.
We love you, Pedals.
Next week will be 1 at least. But, all right. Good night. Take